Hi, and welcome to what I hope will be a very interesting reading for those of you, especially those of you that are in the UK and the EU, or those of you who have a family, a loved one, or business interests in the UK and EU. We're reading about Brexit today. I had a very interesting reading with someone, and their question was how Brexit would affect their life. So we're going to be looking at the same question for you. And I will probably also be doing another version of this for my Patreons as well. So if you'd like to confirm this reading, or if you'd like to get another perspective, then you can also check out my Patreon. So let's get into this. We're using the Frideborg Tarot, and then we're also going to be using some LeNormand, and probably also some advice cards from the Emrys oracles. So let's see how we go. So you can choose the tiger's eye, you can choose the Bubbly Quartz, or you can choose the Kunzite. And let's see what we have for you and Brexit. Let's start with the tiger's eye. How is Brexit likely to affect your life personally? So let's start with the Frideborg. So we've got the Ace of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the Seven of Pentacles reversed. So this has got to do with your sense of foundation and also travel. So it's going to, for some of you, it could set you back in finding a job or getting a visa for a job. It could also leave you in limbo for a little while. For some of you, it could be as little as a year. For others of you, up to 7 years. The whole thing is that you can't make any travel plans, you can't make any business plans, you can't start any new jobs until whatever is going on in Brexit and the EU is finalized. And I think this is going to be a theme for a lot of people. So let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more. Yay. Okay, so for others of you, for one or two of you, you're going to find you have a business opportunity, and it could involve transport, but it's not going to be stable. It's not going to be something that you can use continuously, or that you can count on being there within the next 7 years. So again, even though you may have an opportunity, it may be short term, and one that you'll have to change within the next 7 years or even sooner. So whatever is going on in terms of your work, your job, and your travel, it's a temporary situation, and it won't be finalized until after July next year. So let's see what the LeNormand says for you. We've got the garden, we've got the magnifying glass, we've got the, I wanted to say arts and culture, it's actually the mask. We've got the ship, the lady, and the snake. So for some of you that are especially in the arts, that are performers, that are artists, that are actors and actresses, or who are who have someone who has that kind of role in the EU or in the UK, you're going to find that it's going to be harder to get that breakthrough, or they're going to have to wait for a breakthrough when it comes to that, and that their travel is going to happen, but it's going to be either through some kind of sponsorship or through some kind of community wanting them there. So it could be that if you are looking for a travel visa, or if you're asking about someone and their travel visas, that they're going to have to be sponsored by a community to enable their travel or to enable their move or their shift. and that a lot of it is going to happen via the internet. For others of you that are looking at travel, or getting some kind of work in travel or expanding a transport business, the internet is going to be a huge factor. So will either the film industry or the music industry or some kind of entertainment industry. That will be your best bet to find more work for you during this time, or to find some kind of opportunities. And when it comes to personal life, to your wanting to start a family or wanting to move towards family or a romantic partnership, things are going to be very clouded and very deceptive. So you need to be extra careful when it comes to love and romance, regarding people that are offering you opportunities or for love, or who are trying to strike up friendships or other long-term relationships with you from certain regions. And it would probably be best for you to wait for at least a year before to get to know them, before becoming further involved with them or promising them anything. When I read for my friend, there was a lot of scams that were coming up. So I think that's also going to be another theme. So do look out for scams, especially when it comes to love and relationships, and if you're looking for that kind of connection online. So let's see what your advice card is. It says, dare to dream. So for those of you that are finding opportunities, like I said, these could be quite good opportunities, but they are short term. They're only going to be lasting maybe a maximum of a year or two. But it's a very good time for you to get a leg in, especially if you're in the arts and music industries, but not so much if you're working in maybe a service industry, or if you're working in some other skilled industry. So that is what I have for you. I hope it made sense. Remember to dare to dream if you chose the tiger's eye, and good luck, and hang in there if it's going, if you're finding things are a little bit difficult. Let me just put these in before we go into the next one, so that we don't hopefully keep getting the same cards. And we're going to get on to the Bubbly Quartz next. How is Brexit going to personally affect your life, if at all? So let's see what we have for you. So we've got the Five of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. So for some of you, I feel this has to do with your grandmother or your mother. And it could be that if they used to send you money, or if they used to somehow send you gifts, that they're going to be going through a harder time financially, at least at first. And there's going to be fewer gifts, and there's going to be fewer, you may have to help them out rather than they helping you out. I feel this is especially regarding either your grandparent or a parent, especially a mother. Even for some of you, it could be an older sister who is like a parent to you as well. You're going to have to help them out, because financially things will be quite difficult for them, especially up till May next year. After May, going going into September or so next year, 2020, things are looking a bit better. But I feel that during this time, they may also have a bit of a health problem. If it is yourself, especially if you're asking only about yourself, and if you are a water sign, particularly a Cancerian or a Pisces or Scorpio. And also for those of you that are Virgos, it's going to, like I said, be a financially difficult time for you. You will have to cut down on a lot of things that make you feel good, especially if you're giving money to charities, and if you're giving, if you're helping support others financially, you're going to have to cut back, and that is going to be a difficult transition for you. But I think after 2025, 2026, which I know is quite a long time from now, you're going to be fine. But you're going to be a totally different person. So I feel that the main impact on you is financially, whether you're getting help from someone or someone who used to give you generous gifts from the EU or the UK, that's going to be curtailed. And if it's yourself that was helping support others, you may have to stop doing that, especially on the scale that you were doing that before. So let's see what your LeNormand cards say. We've got the ship, the side, the young man, the stars, the bouquet, and the bear. So this is just reinforcing for me that for many of you that were receiving gifts or sending gifts to mothers and grandmothers especially, that it's going to have to be, it's going to be cut down, especially if they used to travel to you or you used to travel to them very often, or if you used to send stuff via airmail or even gift cards or whatever via the internet. That's going to be cut down. But it is going to be perhaps that you could still send each other smaller gifts via the internet or online shopping, and that you are protected. It's going to take, like I said, a couple of years for everything to get back to the state at which it was previously, but it's going to there's going to be a reunion further down the line that's going to be very, very good, and it wants you to remember that y'all will see each other again, and that for now you're going to have to talk a lot via the internet. You can't see each other as often, and that one of you could be quite a bit older and quite a bit different by the time you see each other again. For those of you that work in the EU or the UK and send money to relatives or parents that live in maybe India or Indonesia or somewhere else like that, you're going to find that the exchange rate is probably over the next 2 or 3 years going to work out in your favor. And for some of you, you're going to find that you're going to change a lot in the way you think about things, and your solutions to problems are going to change radically for the better, and for the for the betterment of people around you. So it could be that your work situation improves slowly, or the pay that you're getting improves slowly, but it's going to probably take about 18 months. And thereafter, you're going to find that you're going to be able to visit your family again, or that your family can visit you. But for now, it's all going to be via the internet. So this one here has a better outcome than the other one, I think. But just sort of hang in there, and you need to be mature. You need to make mature decisions about the way you're using your money, and when you're deciding to travel. So your advice card is, what you dream today can be real tomorrow. So I think it's keep working towards your dream, keep working towards knowing that you're going to be fine and that things are getting better. And I think it's going to get better as a group, for the group of people that you're working with or working as, or not working as, but it's not just you that's going to end up getting a better deal in terms of your work situation, but it's a whole group of you. So especially if you're working in a group, or if you're working in an industry that has not been earning well or has not had very good rates, it's telling you that what you dream today is going to be true tomorrow. So a very hopeful one if you chose the Bubbly Quartz. And that is how Brexit is likely to affect you. And good luck with that. Like I said, just hang in there for the next 18 months or so, and we'll see what happens. But it looks like you're going to be seeing your parents or grandparents again. And even though both of you may have changed a lot, it's going to be a very happy outcome. So let's look at our last one. With the Kunzite, how is Brexit likely to affect you personally? And let's see what we have. So we have the Three of Wands reversed, the Ace of Swords reversed, and the Eight of Pentacles. This is interesting. I have to think about this one a bit. So it looks like some opportunities that you were looking for may be delayed, but in the meantime, your skills level is going to be improving quite a lot. For those of you that had ties and were getting the feeling that maybe those ties were going to be broken, it won't. You're still going to have very strong ties to the EU or the UK. And it's just that your opportunities are going to be delayed, and it could be delayed by three months, 3 years. But for some of you, there's some kind of error online, which is either going to work out in your favor and sort of lengthen a bond that you have with someone, or it's going to call on your skills or highlight your skills, and it's going to somehow sort of I feel for some of you it's going to work out in your favor. Let me just clarify these two cards. We got the Tower. So something unexpected is going to happen, and I feel because we have the Eight of Pentacles there, it's going to have a long-term impact on your reputation. But I feel for most of you it's a good thing, and for only one or two of you it's some kind of communication error is going to allow you to keep in contact with some people, or keep you in touch with some people who would later on, maybe not now, but maybe in 8 months, 8 years, maybe even longer, be very good for your career or be very good for your reputation. So it's kind of like very strange stuff is going on around this situation if you chose the Kunzite. It's very unexpected, very sort of out the box, coming out of left field stuff. But it's saying that whatever bonds you have with the UK or the EU, whichever way, it's still there. It's not going away. And things are going to happen unexpectedly to keep changing it. And some of these are just sort of random errors that are going to most likely work out in your favor. So I think let's look at the LeNormand here to see what we can see. This is a very interesting one, very unexpected one. And let's see what we got. So we've got the maze, we've got the tree, we've got the clouds, the bridge, the sun, and we have the side. So I think this is going to go through phases. Sometimes it's going to be very good and bright, and other times it's going to be very cloudy and weird. But for you, Brexit is going to bring out some of your skills or highlight some of your skills, and I feel that it's going to do so in a very weird way, and it has to do with communication or messages or messaging, and that you're going to either help people see a new way of growing themselves, or you're going to learn to grow yourself in a new way. And it's going to often be confusing for you, but it's going to ultimately lead to a lot of self-growth. I also wanted to learn LeNormand to it. And for some of you, this is spiritual growth. For others of you, this is opportunities coming and going, and they're very good opportunities. And then once they get cut off, there's some confusion, and then another opportunity comes, and you find another path, or people find another path to you, or the services, or whatever that you're offering. And then you either get a spiritual insight, or you get some help via the internet, or you get some kind of unexpected thing, just changing it. So I think for this group, a lot of you work in the spiritual realms, or you're very good at manifesting, or you are linked to people in the EU or UK who are manifesting your skills, or manifesting you and your skills. So this is a very different one. It's a huge time of self-growth for you, and a huge time of recognition as well. But it's going to go in waves. It's going to be ups and downs, and it's probably not a bad thing, because it's going to allow you to rest when you need to rest, and replenish yourself when you need to replenish. But I feel that in a way, it's kind of funny, because this is not something that you can totally foresee, because it's going to be different for everyone, and it's going to bring out different outcomes for different people. But overall, I feel it is ultimately what you make of it, and also it's aiding your self-growth. But ultimately, for many of you that are watching this, it's going to bring, if you go with the flow, it's going to bring some amazing opportunities and some amazing outcomes in your life. So, whatever your situation, whether you're in the UK, just hang in there. Things are, bringing up opportunities you may not have expected. And let's see what your helper card says. Here we go. What you dream today can be real tomorrow. It's very interesting. That's what group number 2 had. So I think it's very important for everyone that is going to be impacted by Brexit, or suspect they're going to be impacted by Brexit, that they remain calm and positive, and focused on what you're trying to create for your future as individuals and also as a group. So I think it says, if you had a dream, and if Brexit is putting a hold on it, or if Brexit seems to be a stumbling block, continue with your dream wherever you are, and whatever you're doing, because ultimately it's going to lead to more outcomes for you. It's going to lead to more opportunities, and then it's once one path gets cut off, another one's going to open up very quickly. But if you fall into the confusion and the negativity of or even depression, then you're not going to be able to see when someone is extending a hand out to you, when someone's trying to build a bridge, or someone's trying to connect to you. And that's going to cut off opportunities. So here you need to be open, and you need to keep building your skills, keep dreaming your positive dreams. And I think that goes for anyone that is being impacted by Brexit. And to keep going with the flow, because if you try to go against it, it's just going to block you completely. So interesting one if you chose the Kunzite. And whatever your situation, whether you got family in the UK or the EU, and or if you're working there, or if your work depends on companies there, just remember that you need to keep dreaming positive and hang in there at least for the next 6 to 8 months, and thereafter most of you should be well aware of which direction to go. So take care, have fun, and I hope this was helpful, and I'll catch you in the next video, and keep those vibes high. Bye.